Okay, I think we have all the participants joined now. Good afternoon to all of you. And I'm going to share my screen quickly and we are going to start the session. Okay, I think my screen is visible to all of you if one of our hosts can acknowledge. Okay, fine. I think it's good to go. Thank you for confirming. Now, today's topic is going to be Azure Cognitive Services, and this session is hosted by me. My name is Mihir Mohanty, and thereafter, my colleague Yun will take over from there. And here is the agenda of what we are going to cover. The first, we are going to look into computer vision or different aspects of computer vision, how it works, and how it will add value to your career, and how this is being adopted by large businesses and clients globally. So this will be about 30 minutes, followed with a Q&A for about 5 minutes. Then we will open up the floor for a open quiz context. This is a context where I will be sharing you the details where you can log into a quiz portal, and this will be not related to only computer vision. That will be this will be overall on Azure offerings, and those who score good, you have a chance to win some goodies from Microsoft. Though all the details will be shared with respect to winners once the winners are announced post the session. Thereafter, there will be another module which will be on knowledge mining. That will be taken by Yoon, my colleague. She's there on call. And that session also will be followed with a Q&A. And then if you have any questions for both of us, we will take it. If not, then there will be the closure and thank you note for all the participants. So with this, I'm going to start the session, and here we go. Though in this topic or in this module, what we are going to look into is we're primarily going to discuss on artificial intelligence. There are many solutions available, but our primary focus will be Microsoft Azure's cognitive services. So we are going to understand what are those cognitive services, what does it mean, and what are the different services are being used you know, in the benefit of business or in the benefit of a nation or a organization, whatever, wherever you use it. And by the way, those who are wondering what is this computer vision, how it works, and what is the technology behind it. So computer vision is nothing but it's a set of artificial intelligence offerings which is being built together, put together, along with some of the inbuilt softwares built into it, so that any visual you collect in the form of a photograph, an image, a video, or any other way, or it may be the barcode reading, whatever the vision it may be, it captures all the data in the form of image. And from that image, it does require set of analysis, which may be relevant to your business or to the set of activities what you are performing. And behind the scene, what it does, it uses a set of artificial intelligence services along with a platform as a service, or we call it PaaS. Along with these two services put together, computer vision concepts work to get benefit out of this. Different companies, different organizations using different aspects. And that's how we need to look into this, and we need to plan our activities accordingly. So here you can see, here is a traffic signal where you have CCTV cameras attached, you have some images, and while vehicles are moving, there is a vehicle movement. Also, there are people who are riding bicycles over footpath, and also there is a red signal. Though, think of a typical problem statement like this, where if the traffic cops want to track who is the vehicle or who are the people who are violating the traffic norms, and what is the number plate of that particular vehicle, and which direction they are moving, whether they are on right track or they are changing tracks from middle to side, side to middle, and because of which maybe passengers they would be facing a difficulty. So with this, what happens? It's a typical problem which where this kind of vehicle movements leads to accidents, injuries, fatalities, and then this goes on with different set of activities thereafter. But is there a way to manage, control, govern, and bring all those activities or all those culprits uh, to penalize them? Though these are some of the typical examples where you can think of. It's a kind of case study which most of us are familiar because we go out, step out of home, we use traffic signals. Then how it tracks all those thousands of vehicles which move or which pass through a traffic signal, then how it can capture all those data, how it will collect the data, and after collecting the data, everyone's number plate will be different, the color of the vehicle, size of the vehicle, the lane of the vehicle, all these parameters will be different. But end of the day, using computer vision, we can analyze all this data, and on the basis of that, we can track all this data and get going. How all this magic happens, you can see these numbers. So each of these digital images, they are captured in the form of FPS, or it's called frames per second. So because this is a CCTV camera, it keeps on recording all the images continuously. This may be a normal camera, or this may be a HD camera which can capture high definition images. But end of the day, what it does, it captures all those numbers somewhere between 0 to 255 within the grid. And within this grid, it captures or it converts these numbers into pixels. And from that pixels, it find out what kind of analysis to be done. And on the basis of that, it generates more report. And that's where you can get meaningful analysis out of this. And what are the other areas where we can use computer vision to use it perfectly in the benefit of business, in the benefit of society, community, or a country? So this is a typical, you can see example where we can use this for image classification. So think of, there is a traffic signal where a lot of traffic movement happens, and there is a lane for motorbikes, there is a sorry, there is a lane for taxis, there is a lane for commercial vehicles. But think of, people are misusing the lanes, they are trying to overtake each other. And that's how we can classify the images, looking into thousands or maybe millions of images, that if this is the kind of image it may be, then it pretends to be a taxi. In each country, we have thousands of vehicles with different models, different colors, different style. But end of the day, how you will determine that this is a taxi? So all those parameters are defined and classified in the machine, so that AI works intelligently with a set of platforms which have certain knowledge base built into it. And on the basis of this, it determines whether this is a taxi or not. Then similarly, you can see semantic segmentation. Semantic segmentation is nothing but whenever you have a different set of vehicles or different set of images in a particular place or a signal, then how I will determine that whether that particular vehicle in a particular shape, style, lane, that whether this is a bus or a car or a cyclist. So you can see the color codes being defined over here, that the red color vehicle is determined as bus, while the blue one is determined as car, and the other one is determined as cyclist, those who are on the footpath. So with this, what we do that we refer to the process of collecting the image in a proper format, and from that we determine what are the pixels, and from the pixels mathematically we analyze the data and we determine that what kind of vehicle it would be. Similarly, you can see there is a person who is crossing the signal with a pet dog, and dogs are maybe in different varieties, maybe thousands or millions. The color, texture, size, image, the image of dog, the photo being taken from different angles. So how you will determine that yes, the photo represents that there is a person who is carrying a dog and who is trying to cross the signal, and this is the image which determines that particular task or that particular image type. Another area is face detection and recognition. I'm sure most of us visit shopping malls, airports, hospitals. So, agent, when we enter somewhere, how someone will determine by looking at our face remotely. And you see, look at this picture carefully that starting from our eyebrows, eye, retina, nose, lips, mouth, by collecting data from all these aspects across all these angles, the photos been captured and the photos are being analyzed such a way that how you will determine that whether the image of this particular photograph is of a boy or a girl or a old man, or someone is happy, someone is looking angry, someone is under stress. So this is how we can analyze the face detection and recognition mechanism. And there are many other elements that you can add to it. And from this, most of the countries worldwide, they are going through COVID stress. And if you think of your employers, your employer is trying to find out from video calls, from Zoom calls, whether my employees are happy or they are in sad state or they are simply stressed out, how they will determine it by simply taking a survey by using a form might not help. So this is how we can rely heavily on face detection and recognition for many of the available options, starting from security, fraud detection, happiness index calculation, and this is how we can stress upon this. So you can see, look at the image, how people are walking, maybe in an office or in a shopping mall, but looking at the different angles, looking at the image of those people who are crossing through that particular area, the photo is being captured, and that's where the data is being collected and recognized that whether they are happy or they are sad or there is some other state that need to be determined. And there is no limit to it, even though it's a crowded place like airport or a metro station or a shopping mall or any public area, you can detect as many as photographs provided you have right kind of CCTV displays, which is capable of capturing high definition images. Then you collect the data and do the analysis. Here is something called OCR, or we call it optical character recognition. What happens over here? So you can see there is a name written over in a wall, or maybe this is the office building, and near the entrance of office building it's being written. Maybe it's written a long back, which probably not visible to everyone, or probably not able to be recognizable by everyone. But what if there are thousands of corporate buildings across different countries in the world, and the data need to be captured and that data need to be analyzed, that which area it belongs to, which country it belongs to. And you can also take the longitude and latitude of that particular location to this kind of images, so that your analysis to find out whether this particular image belongs to a particular bank or a corporate office, in which state, which country, which city, all these details can be tagged, and you can get all these details easily and seamlessly using computer vision. And last but not least, how we will detect an object. Very simple examples, like when we were kids, our parents used to uh, teach us letters, alphabets, fruits, colors. So all we need to do is by looking at a particular object, we print that message on ourselves, saying that okay, if the element or the article or the image looks like this with a yellow colored object, and maybe that may be a banana, or maybe the other one may be an orange or an apple. Think of you and me, look, feel, then we look at those objects repeatedly, then we recognize those objects over a period of time. Sorry. But how in computer will recognize a similar object, and how it will find out that okay, the red color object what I see in this image is practically an apple, and how accurately it will find out. So in object detection, what happens whenever a large amount of objects are collected in the form of images, photos, scanned copies. So it collects all the data, and those objects are collected and processed in a different way that post analysis, if this will give you an accuracy report saying that yeah, this red color fruit seems to be an apple, but the accuracy rate is, you can see, it's 90-80%, or an orange which is the accuracy of 96% or 97% close to, and a banana which is close to 90-80%. What it does means, so by collecting different images, and from the thousands of millions of images, it's being fed into the system, and Azure AI ML helps you to detect those objects, and also helps you to give an report saying that yeah, whatever you found is accurate and good to go, and that is the right kind of object you picked up. That means you can rely on these solutions, you can be confident on your requirement analysis, and you can heavily use any of these solutions and get desired outputs by taking help from any of these offerings. Here is an image analysis. Think of a person who is on a skateboard doing some magical stuff, but how I will determine that what the person is trying to do, what is the background color, what kind of shoes he is wearing, what is the action he is trying to perform, and all this important information you can get easily by using computer vision services from Azure. And once you do analysis, this is the kind of report you can get. So if you look at the object, it says that the object seems to be a skateboard with a 90% of accuracy, which is an rectangle object, and there is a person who is trying to do some magical stuff. And if you look at tags, it's showing that he's doing something in outdoor. He's wearing a foot. What is the kind of footwear he's wearing? All those details being given. Also, this gives you all required information: the dimension of the photograph, the accuracy of the score, or there is a scorecard you see, the edit score, because that person is not looking at a camera straight and performing something. Because he's performing a stunt, he's doing his own way. But still, you can see the parameters captured from a photograph for analysis is quite a lot. And you should heavily rely on these parameters to get all this information, which helps you to determine what is happening in an image, which is a still photograph, and how you can do analysis as per your requirement, and you can get going. So these are some of the interesting things you should be looking into. I'm going to show you a quick demo on computer vision, how it works, and what are the other things you can perform. Though, if someone can please confirm if my screen is still visible for the demo. So what I'm doing, I'm selecting an image over here. Let me try reshare. Just give me a moment. Share screen. Okay, I'm sharing it once again. Yeah. So now you can see there is a demo. I will share this link also with you. Though I went to the demo portal of Microsoft Computer Vision, and you can see there are different images being kept over here. So all I'm doing is I am selecting an image from the given images. So now you can see the images are pretty small, not clearly visible. Someone seems to be building, someone seems to be building beside a lake, someone seems to be a car, a taxi. So that's what I can do. What I can do, I can select an image. Now you can see this is showing me tags that there is a building, this is a car which is standing on a road, which is outside. Now it seems to be a vehicle. It seems to be an yellow taxi. Though all these details are being given to you, because if you don't get all this information about a particular image, how you will determine that it what you are doing is what you are analyzing is the correct image. So if I go next, if I want to select a number, let's say, so now you can see looking at the photograph what is being written over there in the street board. So now you can see in the transcript format I am able to find out that yes, this is written as 42 and this is the 42 street number and this is what it determines. So similarly, if I want to move on and look for a different complex thing, okay, I'm not sure why it's showing as just a minute. Yeah, so now you can see there is a poster, and what is there in the poster? If I want to determine, it's transcripting automatically and it's displaying whatever being written over there. And if I show you another place, and you can think of if I want to click something, a building or an image, now you can see it's showing is that the picture what I have selected seems to be the image of White House, and it's close to 100% confidence. That means more the accuracy close to 100%, that means the accuracy of your result is quite high. That's how you can look into the image detection. And when you start these activities, computer vision, initially you might be getting a very low score starting from 20-30%. But as we reanalyze, as we stress upon more platforms, more data collection, more data analysis on different parameters, then your percentage accuracy rate will go up, and more the accuracy rate close to 100%, you should be more confident about the results what you are getting, and that's how you should be analyzing your data. Coming back to the PPT again and few other things, there is also something called spatial analysis. Now, what happens? Think of because of COVID, a lot of stress in supermarkets, the pharmacy counters, the hospitals. How I will determine that if there is a place in a supermarket or a grocery store, how many people are there? Are they maintaining social distance? What is the entry point? What is the exit point? How I will determine all these factors and how I will generate a report which should be not human dependent, rather it should be automated. Now, look, if you look at over here, here is the supermarket. There are many people. Shoppers came inside. Everyone have a different requirement. Everyone is looking for different stalls, different areas to pick up their items what they are looking for. But how I will determine that how many people are there in my store at any point of time? Should I be keeping 4 people just to monitor each lane if there are 4 lanes? Or I can automate the whole shopping experience, or automate the whole people management process so that I can count at any point of time how many people enter to my store, where they are roaming. If you observe different color codes like orange one, blue one, green one, yellow one, wherever that shopper moves on the basis of that, you can see there is a rectangle box which keeps on tagging to that particular person. And that's how we can determine that how many people I have, what is the footfall of different people at different point of time to my store. On the basis of do I can do my business planning, inventory management, I can increase or decrease my staff, and the rest all things I can plan accordingly. And how it determines, you can see behind the scene there is a number which keeps on displaying, and that is changing very frequently. What it means that the photo is being captured through CCTV, and there is a pixel which is getting recorded, and on the basis of pixels, the analysis of those images, video feeds, photos can be done seamlessly. Moving forward, you think of we looked into people counting, and think of that was a store, that was a CCTV recording. But what if I want to know a particular place where how many people are there at some point of time for whatever analysis I want to do. So here is a scenario where you can see there is a polygon, there are three people within that polygon, they are in working mode, and how you will determine. And here are some of those scripts that you can think of using it as per your requirement. You can use JSON, you can use Python or many other languages, and that's how you can do the analysis and get going. Here is another example. There are people within the store, but are they maintaining the social distancing among themselves? And you can see there is no security guard, there is no store supervisor, there is no one running behind them. People are coming, they are looking at different areas. Someone is picking up something, someone is not picking up something, but how I will determine that my store is safe? People entering to my store are maintaining the safe distance among themselves. So this is how another area where we can look into those video recordings or CCTV footage. Then we can find out on the fly on a real time basis that how much distance people are managing, and you can see it shows how much distance they've been managed. And same applies to a photograph also. If there are two people walking, what would be the distance between these two people when they are walking on the same street or the same place? Are they walking close by, or they are maintaining the safe distance? So that in office campuses, in shopping malls, or in hospitals, we can enforce those rules if people are not following the rules. Here is another example. Shoppers are coming into the superstore. You can see there is just one person in the cash counter, and there are people who are coming, who are picking up their items in the basket, and they are waiting for their turn to check out. And you can see how they are automating everything within the supermarket with one single person being in the store, that who's coming in, who's moving out, and what is the distance between these two people who are waiting in the queue, and how long your queue is at any point of time. That also you can determine, and you can do your planning accordingly, whether you need to open one more counter, billing counter, or you are good to go with the current set of resources what you are having today. So this is how we can pick up many similar case studies, and we can find out what is the business problem we want to solve by using computer vision. And there are many solutions available from Microsoft which are ready to use, ready to test. And those who are interested, you can take help of Microsoft Azure to get those resources for proof of concept or for demonstration. Then that's how you can get going and try these solutions. There are many such solutions available, looking at the demand in market, looking at the new business challenges, what business is facing today, maybe because of COVID, because of people not stepping out, because of any other reason what is not in favor of your business. You can think of taking advantage of computer vision offerings from Microsoft and try these solutions and explore more. And here is the last case study for the day, that if people are coming in, if there is a policy enforced that you should be wearing mask at any point of time, but if you are playing around with it, now you can see how the smiley changes to a sad face, and how you will find out that whether the person coming in or going out have wear the mask or not, and what is the distance they are maintaining when two people are stepping out of office or their home. So this is how you can find out automatically that who is behaving how. Now you can see a person is trying to experiment something, and that's how you can find out that whether they are wearing mask or not, whether they are maintaining social distancing or not, and what is the accuracy rate that is also being displayed over here. So it's not about analysis, it is also about giving you a real time analytical report, which is required, very much required for your business or for your particular business problem what you are trying to address. So this is what it is for the set of services what we are covering today. Though in the interest of time, uh, I'm bringing it to end. And here are some of the other cognitive services. Those who are interested can explore, try, and use these features, available features to you. Though few other solutions like automating admission, your voice interactions, your health analysis in hospitals, and whether you are in the safe space in a shopping mall or in a grocery store, whenever you see a big crowd, and anything related to your personal care in terms of any personal advisory you may need, looking at your past health records, your past shopping behavior, or your favorite books, what you study. On the basis of those requirements, you can customize these services, and you can take advantage of Azure Cognitive Services to explore more services which can be aligned to your business or your any other requirement you may have. So with this, the discussion coming to an end, any questions you may have, feel free to ask. Let me check the chat window. Here are a few resources our team is going to share with you, though you can read them, you can do some lab activities, you can learn more about our cognitive offerings what we have. And let me come back to the chart window and see what is there. Okay, I don't see any question as of now, which I need to answer. Okay, nothing as of now. Okay, if there are any other questions, definitely I'm going to answer them. And I would request host to share this link with our participants for the quiz. Though those who participate in the quiz and answer the questions correctly, on the basis of that, you have chances to win some goodies from Microsoft. And definitely, if you are the winner, Microsoft team will reach out to you for the next steps. But I would request all of you to log into this quiz assessment, and start working on it. Give me a moment. I am checking it at my end as well. Okay. So I'm sharing it in the comments window as well so that you can. Hmm, yeah, I think we don't have permission to put it on for in the comment window for participants. But however, I would request the host to share it with rest all participants, and they can start working on it. And for the time being, maybe we can wait for participants completion. This is a tool. There is a participant who is asking whether this is a tool or a PAS. This is not a pass. This is a tool. You log into this URL. No need to do any registration. There will be some 15 questions that you need to answer. And those who are done, please acknowledge over chat window saying you have completed. Then we will be moving to our next topic. So we have 15 minutes from now to complete the assessment. Any participant facing any difficulty, let us know. If there is no comment in the comment box, we are assuming that you are able to access the quiz and you are answering them. By the meantime, any participant, if you have any questions, feel free to ask, post in the chat window. Definitely happy to help you answer them. Apart from that, we will be sharing you few resources related to the cognitive services, what we spoke about. Once you are done with your quiz context, then team will be sharing all required details with you. So we have 12 more minutes to complete the quiz. I'm once again looking at the chart window. Okay, nothing so far. Okay, we have last 10 minutes for the quiz context. Okay, there are few participants saying they are done with the quiz. So Sasank says it's done. Thank you, Sasank. Though we will wait for 6 more minutes before we move to the next topic. Last 5 minutes, and then we will move to our next topic. Okay, we have not heard anything from other participants. Hopes you are still doing it. Okay, we have another participant who is done with the quiz. That's great. Okay, those who are done with the quiz context, I would request host to share another link with our participants where they can go and update their skills on LinkedIn. This is very much required because as and when you learn something new and you have expertise in those areas, definitely you can go and you should update your skills so that others can see it. And definitely this will also help you to get exposure into new opportunities in market with new employers or maybe with a newer organization as well. Though you can see another link where it's been written as LinkedIn skills update, and I'm sharing my screen as well once again just to show you how it looks like. Though all you can do is come over to this particular page and you can see your screen. The page will look like something this. Though you can come over here, scroll down, and you can see few of the details being asked by you once you update over here. So you need to right click, go over here, log into your LinkedIn profile and update. I have not logged in, but you can log in and update. Once you are done with the skill update on your LinkedIn profile, because you cannot say that you have done without not doing it, because our team is going to check it out. Once you are done, you have to share all these details with the team, and most of the time team comes back with a surprise goodie, so you can expect a prize from this activity as well. Though don't miss out this. Log into the URL being shared with you, the one I have shared on my screen. Go to Update Now tab, open it in a new tab, something like this. Log into your LinkedIn portal, update your skills. Once you are done, all you need to do is scroll down, fill out this form, and submit. Okay. So with this also, you have a chance to win some cool merchandise from Microsoft as well. So those who are qualified after updating your skills on LinkedIn, team will reach out to you with your contact number and email ID, and they will do the needful. Let me come back to chart window and see who are the other participants they've done. Okay, one of the participant just saying that it was a great experience of detection of elements using camera. Yes, sir, definitely there are many such offerings what we have. So looking at the shorter duration of the time, we have shown you a small demo, but definitely you will be getting some details, some referrals from Arch. Using those referral URLs, you can explore more and you can get more information on this. So I'm assuming most of the participants are done. There is one more participant, Nisu Yadav, saying he have completed his assessment. Though once again, I'm repeating: if you are done with the assessment, log into the another URL being set with you, maybe host team. If you can put it once again on the chart window, and once you are done, you have to log into this particular URL. Come and update your LinkedIn skills by using this update button. Once this is done, you have to fill up this form so that you will be qualified to get a Microsoft merchandise, and Microsoft team will reach out to you, those who are qualified for this. Okay. With this, I am bringing my session to an end. And thank you all the participants for your time and listening patiently. I am sure you would have learned some new skills in today's session. And we have another the second half of the session is still left. So with this, I am handing over to my colleague Yun, who is already there. And Yun, all yours.
Thank you, Mihir. Hello, everyone. This is Yun Kyoung. I'm Azure Technical Trainer at Microsoft. I have a specialty in data and AI, and I'm actually based in Korea and joining from Korea. So it's just such a great experience to me to connect all of you through this event. Hope you find an interesting part during my session too. Thank you. Let me start. Okay, I'm going to talk about knowledge mining. Do you think what is knowledge mining? I'm going to show you something to you. This is a website which contains John F. Kennedy's assassination information. It happened 1963. And do you remember who was the assassinator? It was Lee Harvey Oswald. So let me start by searching his name Oswald. Then it shows me the result of Oswald. The interesting part here is it finds unstructured data. As you can see here, it detects the handwriting Oswald from the handwriting documents. And then it also finds the picture of Oswald. Even more, it detects GP Floor, which is a CIA code name of Oswald. If you wanted to check the entity relation with Oswald and others, let's see, Oswald and Jack, Harvey. Okay, here's Sylvia Dren. Let me drill into more. Then you can continue your information gathering like this. This is not just normal search, right? This is just beyond um, average search experience. So we call it as knowledge mining. Knowledge mining will help you to unblock valuable information and latent information from unstructured data. How can you make this solution? In Azure platform, Azure Cognitive Search can help you here. When we talk about search, search mainly consists of two parts. The first part is index, and the other part is query. The key difference of cognitive search is AI enrichment. This AI enrichment happens during indexing stage. What does that mean? Let's say if you have a PDF file, and in this PDF, you have some contents, which is a text, and you also have some images. While if it is just normal document cracking to get some information, then you may get some contents of this document, this one, and then you can get some metadata information from the document, like who is the owner and what is the size and what is the name of file. Yeah, these are the basic information that you can get from the document. But what if you run AI models or AI modules over these contents? Then what kind of information can you get extracted more? Maybe you can get some key phrases of the contents, and then you may detect the language. And you can also do some translation, or you can get some entity information, or you can analyze the sentiment of this paragraph or this document. If you run the AI modules over embedded images, then you may detect some object, right? Object within the image. You can also detect the face, or you can get some text using OCR. And then you can also get some description, what this image means. These are we can do with AI features. We call it AI enrichment. So do you think which service can do it in Azure platform? We already talked about it with me, her, right? So it can be done by Azure Cognitive Services. This is compute vision part, or this is the natural language processing part. So Azure Cognitive Search, behind the scene, it closely working with cognitive services. So other than just normal and basic information, it tried to extract more information and more insights from unstructured document. So let your end users can explore more insights and more knowledges. Okay, let's continue with the slide. So, what is Azure Cognitive Search again? Yes, it is search as a service, which means it's fully managed by Microsoft Azure platform. And like other search, it also provides the keyword searching and it can also provide semantic search too. Other than this, cognitive search provides lots of other features. But today, with time limitation, I'm going to focus on AI enrichment. So how cognitive search extract the handwriting and get the text from handwriting, and how cognitive search detect the object and the image, and how cognitive search extract the entity information from various types of forms. This is high-level architecture overview of cognitive search. It composed of three parts. The first part is ingestion. During the ingestion period, it connects multiple data sources with various types. The second part is enrichment. Actually, this is the key difference of cognitive search. So with cognitive services help, cognitive services support, it extracts more information from the document. We call it cognitive skills or the skill sets. Once we enrich the document and add some annotation to the document, we store it as an index, and we are going to expose it to our end user to start their search experience. Let's dive into a little more details. Okay, this is ingestion period. Once cognitive search connect to customer data, it started the basic document cracking and tried to extract basic information from the document, like other normal search did. So what kind of data source type does cognitive search support? Azure Blob Storage, Azure SQL, Azure Cosmos DB, Azure Table, all are in Azure Storage. But what if you wanted to index and add data on-premise? Or what if you wanted to add data which is not listed here? Then you can use Push API. So you can push your data into index from your site. Cognitive search also supports various types of file formats. The basic process, again, it just extracts the contents and the metadata, or if it embedded some images, it will extract these images. Once basic document cracking is done, cognitive search is doing and adding or extracting more insights from the original document. We call it cognitive skills or the skill sets. This is beautiful part of Azure Cognitive Search. You can extract AI enrichment with two methods. The first one is built-in cognitive skills, which means you don't need to code. You don't need to implement anything else. What you need to do is just call Cognitive Services API. Then you can get the output from Azure Cognitive Services. If you have already your own module to extract some information, then you can just bring your module and plug it into our cognitive skills. So what kind of built-in skills does cognitive search support? For natural language processing, it provides key phrases, sentimental analytics, and organization detection, location extraction, people extraction, and so on. For image processing, it can also detect the face and some object in the picture. It can detect celebrity, landmark. It can also detect the text and handwriting. Other than these skills, Cognitive search also provides some utilities that you can merging and splitting text and shaping it. Let's see how it works. During the basic document cracking period, we can detect the text and images. First, you need to do is you need to run the OCR so that you need to extract the text from image 2. So you can add additional contents or additional insights to the text. So you can combine it as a merged text. Now it's time to run several other cognitive skills. You can detect organization or you can detect location information over the merged text. The key point here, for example, if this is customer review and customer feedback of their travel, the customer actually traveled London, but he doesn't mention about the London in the text. But what he did was he just took a picture of London Bridge or Tower Bridge, and the picture also contains some text of London. If end user come to this search site and type London as a keyword and try to find this document, if we only focus the contents inside the document, then this user cannot find this document because the document itself doesn't have keyword of London in contents. But embedded image having that information, London location and London landmark or London text. So that with this feature, the end user can find this document with keyword searching of London. There are several built-in skills I already explained, but what if you are not satisfied with the built-in skills? Then you can bring your own module or you can implement your own module. We call it custom skills. Let's say you have already AI module detect some information in your on premise, then you can just expose it as a web API so that add it as your custom skills. Or you can implement some custom skills with other Azure resources like Azure Function or Container or Azure Machine Learning services so that you can use it as a custom skills. Let's see how it works. This part is the same, like when you use the pre-built-in skills. And the way you use custom skill is exactly same that how you use your cognitive skills. So you just add your custom skills into your skill set and you just learn this module. But the thing is you need to implement this extractor, this custom module. What kind of scenario you can think of is, okay, pre-built-in skills couldn't recognize your private brand or couldn't recognize your maybe company name. In that case, you can build your own module and try to extract your company brand or company organization or company name and so on from this merged text. So in short, with cognitive skills, you can take full advantage of built-in skills and at the same time custom skills together. You have flexibility here. Once skill sets are defined, you need to add it into the document. So every AI enrichment pipeline with specific cognitive skills you can add more structure continuously. So like with language detection, you can detect the language. With key phrase analytics, you can extract some key phrases and add it to the original document. Okay, once you define the skill set and extract AI-enabled features from the documents, and it's time to store it to the index. You don't actually need to every skill sets to the index. What I mean by is, let's see skill sets, and you extracted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 skill sets. One is location, one is language, one is sentimental. Anyway, you extracted 5 skill sets, but you don't actually need to expose all this information to your end user. You can decide and design your index. Okay, I'm going to use language and I'm going to use sentiment and expose it to my end user. I also wanted to add tags so that my end users can search this tag information. Not only for setting you're going to expose this field or not, but also you need to design like are you going to make this language field searchable, or are you going to let end user using this field when they sorting the result? So those kind of index properties need to be set during index designing period. Then, once skill sets and index design is done, then who is going to move the original data to the index? Here, the indexer comes in. What indexer actually do is just mapping source to the target. What is the source? Source is skill sets. Beginning from the document, we are adding more informations, right? That is the source. And the target is the indexer, the index we designed. So indexer is periodically update the index and filling out the index to make it up to date. So these are the components that consist of cognitive search. Okay, now it's demo time. I'm going to show you a demo. Actually, this demo is based on fictitious company, a travel agency company named Margis. So I've already created Azure Cognitive Search and Cognitive Service and blob storage. I'm going to use the customer review of their travel and also use the brochure files of travel agency, London and hotel or and so on. I've already uploaded this document to the blob storage. So now I'm going to show you how Azure Cognitive Search connect to this data source and try document cracking and extract some basic information out of it and do more AI enrichment with pre-built-in skills. Once the information is extracted, then I'm going to store it as an index, and I will create a search client. So using this search client, I'm going to consume the Azure Cognitive Search service. Okay, let me bring my Azure portal. This is Azure portal, and I've already created 3 resources. The knowledge is search service, Knowledge and AI is cognitive services. And the data source is storage account. So let me start with search. Okay, when you build index, there are two methods. The first one is no code experience. Without code, you can make an index. The other one is the code. You can start from the scratch with the SDK and code. Today, I'll show you how to start without code, no code. So let me just start importing the data, clicking here. Okay, what kind of data source does it support? But I've uploaded my data to the blob storage. So let me choose blob storage. Let me say YK data source. Then I'm going to choose what basic information I'm going to extract. Okay, I need a content and at the same time I need a metadata. So let me choose the first option. Then I need to choose a storage account that I've uploaded the document. This is YK data source and Margis container, and that's it. And then click next. Then Azure Cognitive Search, try to connect the blob storage and try to extract basic information, the contents, and metadata. Next step is need to define cognitive skills. Of course, it's optional, so you can just skip it. But this is the sweet part of cognitive search, which is AI enrichment. So I'll definitely add services here. This part is actually done by cognitive services. So I'll just choose one of my cognitive services. So with his power, I can extract more AI enriched field. So what kind of enrichment am I going to do? The first thing I wanted to do is definitely I'm going to enable OCR first. So if the document contains any images, I'm going to extract some text and add it to original contents. Okay. Now I'm going to choose the AI enriched field. This is customer travel review feedback. So I'm interested in organization name and location name, where they are traveled, and possibly key phrases. If they wrote their feedback in French or Japanese, then I wanted to translate into English. So I'll just choose the both. And if they took some picture of hotel and others, I wanted to see the object inside it. And I wanted to have the description of the picture. If I wanted to store it other than index and going to use it with integrating another application, you can also additionally save it to another storage. But now I'm not going to do it. So let me move on. So now I connected to the data source successfully and I defined my cognitive skills. Now it's time to design my index. Once I successfully extract enriched field from my original data, how many data I have? Okay, wow, it's more than 20. I don't actually need everything into my index. I need to think and decide. Okay, my customer may retrievable of these contents and they can see the size of it and they can also check the name of the file and document and they can also search the document name. For the AI enriched field, Yeah, I need organization, location, but I'm going to use location as a filterable. And the language, I'm going to also use it as a filterable so that end users can put their languages and location as a filter. I'm okay with this. So let me move on. Now I'm done with my index. What's the last part? That's the indexer. Okay, how often the indexer is going to update the index? You can set the period here. This is demo. I'm going to choose once and click submit. I'm not going to click submit. Then I'll just show you which I previously made. What was the first thing? It was data source, right? So let me click the data source. Okay, here Margie's data. And then what is the second thing? Is a skill set. So let's go to the skill sets. Okay, I have Margie's skill. It contains 7 AI enriched skills. Let's go there and see. Even though I made the index using UI or I made the index through my code, the information is all converted into JSON type. So I can see JSON definition here. Okay, let's see. What is the first skills I can see? It is entity recognition skills. With entity recognition analytics, which is cognitive services, it extracts some information. Okay, what is the input data? These are the input. The original document, the merged contents, which is the original contents plus the OCR extracted contents. Based on this merged contents, it will extract the location information and some entity information. For the language detection of cognitive services, based on merged contents, as an output, it detects the language. So let me scroll down more. Okay. With sentimental analysis of cognitive services, as an input, it also used the merged contents. And with analyzing these contents, it will generate the sentimental score of the document. So this is how skill sets you can define it. From the scratch, you can make this definition, JSON types of definition, and you can save it here too. And if you made some changes, then you can just update the JSON definition. That works. Okay, what is the third one? It is index. So let me go to the index. Oh, the documents are 72. Let me go to the margins index and go to the index definition. As you can see, the index and the field of index. The first index name is contents, and you can see also the property of this index. The contents field is not fetchable, it's not filterable, but it's retrievable and searchable, but not sortable. Okay? Like this, you can see what you designed and what you set as your index. Let's see some AI enriched data here. Language, right? Key phrases. Scroll down, I can see image caption or the sentiment data. Okay, let me move to the last part, the indexer. When I click it, it shows me the execution history. Okay, last time it happened and it's successfully done. Go to the definition. It also contains JSON definition. What indexer did, as I told you, it's mapping skills to index. So if you can see here, you can see output field mapping. So what was the source? Source is location, AI enriched location field. And indexer is going to map it to the location in index field. So these are the source and target mapping. And based on your settings, this indexer is going to update your index. Okay, now we are done building index for cognitive search. What you need to do is we just click Search Explorer and verify our index and our search is working well. I'm going to search London hotel. Then it returns lots of characters. So, okay, let me see how many documents this search service found. Okay, it detects 72, but 72 is too many. So let me narrow a little bit because the default search mode is if hit one of any this keyword, it just find the document. So I'll just make it if the document contains two of these keyword, then it will return the output. Now, yes, we can see 18, but still many fields are returned. So let me do more here. I'm only interested in location because they travel. So I wanted to know where they traveled and I wanted to know how much they satisfied. So would like to see the sentimental score. Okay, now it's much better and readable, right? Now I verified my search and search index is working well. So it's time to build my client. I've already wrote a code with Python. So and these files contains the key information. So let me start the environment file. First, I need to let my Python code know about where the search service is, the endpoint of the search service. So this client needs to talk to cognitive search. And then I need a key to give the permission. And I need to set the index name. So let me move on to my Python. First, I need to install the Python SDK, the package SDK of Azure Search document. And then I need to import it. Then I need to read the information. Now I can create my search. Search client is created. Now I can get some input from user and put several properties here. And I can return the result. And I can show like this. Let me just run it and see how does it look like. This is Marge's travel. Let me type London hotel here. Then I can see the same number of documents are found and I can display the result here. Okay, this is the end-to-end Azure Cognitive Search solution scenario. This is all from my side. So yeah, I'm already out of time. So let me pause here, but we are out of time now. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask it to the comments. Then we are going to answer it after the session. This is all from my side. Thank you and hope to see you someday. Bye bye. Hi, Mir.
Hi, Yun.
Do you have time for Q&A?
Let's see if there are any questions on the chat window. I don't see any questions as of now. Maybe we'll wait for a couple of minutes before we step out.
Okay.
So, participants, any questions? Yeah, there are a few questions coming in. There is a question from one of the participant named Neeraj Mishra asking which algorithm you used.
Maybe you are interested in the cognitive service. Actually, within cognitive service, Mihir just introduced compute vision part for today, but cognitive service contains compute vision and the language processing or speech to text or some other features also. Every other models has different algorithms, and it's not publicly, it's a Microsoft made algorithm.
Yeah. Now, to add few more points what you mentioned, Neeraj, we have different services like Q&A Maker, text to voice to text, text to voice, and many other services. I will be sharing couple of links on chat window also where you can look into those services and you can understand more about our cognitive service offerings. Hope that helps. Okay, any other question from anyone? Let's wait for a moment. We don't see anything as of now.
Yep.
Okay, I would request our host team to share these details with our participants. Okay, before we move out, once again, those who have not updated your LinkedIn skills, please do that. And I'm sure all of you have taken the quiz context. The respective team members will reach out to you looking at your qualification, your score. There is another question that what about Azure AI 900 exam? Yes, after attending this course, you are qualified for AI 900 exam. Though once you share all your LinkedIn profiles, once you have updated your LinkedIn profile and you share all required details in the template being the URL what I have said some time back, team will reach out to you, each one of you regarding the exam preparation activity. Though that is there, respective teams will reach out to you. Okay. Fine. Any other questions before we call out the session? Okay. We'll wait for one more minute before we.
Oh, okay. There is one more question from
Okay.
Shang.
Sasank is asking, what are the factors should I consider to choose Azure DevOps services? Oh, okay. What are the factors he should consider to choose one of the solutions out of Azure DevOps versus Azure DevOps Server?
So I think he's asking the cloud and on-premise version.
Exactly.
So what's your
Okay.
answer, Mihir?
Okay,
Cloud
fine.
versus on-premise?
Okay, no worries. I will answer this. So, Sasank, the way it works, if you are thinking of using Azure DevOps, which is primarily used for CI and CD, that is continuous integration and continuous delivery, and that can only happen if you have have an infrastructure which is built to handle the workload do the workload sharing, do the code sharing with multiple developers, testers, and other people within or outside organization, which is quite flexible in nature. Also, this is from a security standpoint, this is more secure. And Azure DevOps Server, which is a standalone infrastructure, it may be one server or it may be many servers within your data center or within your software development center that you are using within your premise, which have limitations in terms of making it up and running. You're deploying containers, using open source codes, and many other factors which you will get in Azure DevOps that you will not be getting in DevOps Server. So, in my view, if you ask me personally, I would recommend Azure DevOps Services on top of Azure DevOps Server because of those reasons what I've highlighted. Hope this helps.
And if he has a scenario that hybrid, then they can also use both. And
Yeah.
even with AI, we are building the output as a container, and then those flow we can make it automated with the DevOps. So if you're working on mainly cloud, the DevOps service is definitely you need to start.
Okay. I don't see any other questions for the time being. I think most of the participants are okay with our session. So thank you very much, all of you, those who joined. Hope your takeaways will help you to upgrade your skills, and definitely this will help you to be ready for AI 900 exam. Also, we wish you all the very best for your upcoming interview or any new opportunities you are looking for within the current role, within the current organization, or maybe outside. With this, thank you once again from me and Yoon and the entire team. And I'm handing it over to WIT team to conclude and signing off. Okay, there is another question popping up now. I'm doing cybersecurity right now. On what thing I have to work? I could not understand Neeraj your question exactly, but I think your question is what kind of opportunities you see in market, you being a cybersecurity specialist. So in my view, there are plenty of opportunities in endpoint security, enterprise security, cyber security, and overall managed security services. That is another domain where you can see many subdomains. Looking at your area of interest and your past experience and expertise in cybersecurity, definitely you can explore many more opportunities on LinkedIn. Look for these opportunities. Okay, he's asking related to AI. In AI, Neeraj, security is inbuilt as a part of our offering. There is no separate role, something called AI security or cyber security for AI. No role as such. But the security experts who are coming from a managed security service expert background, having expertise into cyber security, endpoint security, enterprise security, network security, application security, these are everything put together. There is a team altogether who works for this. I do not recall if there is anything specific to AI in the area of security, but I would strongly recommend look for LinkedIn for anything similar what you're looking for and apply for it. Hope I answered your question.
And in Microsoft learning course, it's not specific AI security one, but we also have a security courses so that you can search it in Microsoft MS Learn site. And then you can also find some trainer leading courses and so on.
Yeah, fine. Thank you once again to all of you. And with this, I and Yoon hand over the session to the host team. to conclude and take it forward.
Thank you.